shirt on. It's hot in the Philippines. Get used to it. And I'm sitting in front of the fan. And I doubt anybody will come in for quite a while, but it is Saturday morning here. Should be Friday evening there. And I think I'm going to try and do Saturday morning live stream. Sitting here having my coffee. And if you if you like fresh brewed coffee, bring a percolator pot or go buy one. You can, I assume, get them. I got lucked out and I actually got a very good one. Got hair's all funky. Morning. Whoever. I believe the all messages out chat. Oh no, I don't want to hide chat. I believe I have the chats turned on, I believe. Yeah, I lucked out. A Polish friend of mine who's from Poland bought up, actually I'm sorry, it's from Ukraine, who bought a house from an old Ukrainian couple. Who bought a house from an old Ukrainian couple, and to a Russian you don't do yard sales. And he ended up inheriting all their pots and pans. And these people were in their 80s, so they had stuff going back into the 20s. And I got I think it's for beerware, percolator coffee pot, which sat on a shelf for 10 years. And then a girlfriend of mine saw it, pulled it up, cleaned it up, used it. Never regretted that. The girlfriend I regretted, that I did not. And I shipped it here. And that's what I'm drinking, this fresh perk coffee. You can get a drip coffee maker here, but electricity costs money and propane on the burner is cheaper. And, you know, the drip coffee makers are basically convenient. I don't think the flavor's any better. Oh, something just went off on my phone. This is the one that doesn't work that great for videoing. The one I'm on now, much better. Oh, it's telling me I'm live on YouTube. Isn't that interesting? Oh, it just occurs to me I can test the live stream by switching accounts on this phone. So this is a preset live stream, and I'm not set up doing live streams. So this is a preset live stream, I'm not set up doing live streams. Okay, it is showing up on the screen. Good. Huh. Might as well give myself a thumbs up. Can you give yourself a thumbs up? Oh, I can. Look at that. Ain't that special? If anybody has any questions, I'm here to answer any questions at the moment. I hope you liked the video last night at the club. A friend of mine needed to be driven around, so I drove him to the club, and he bought me dinner, and it wasn't bad, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad. I ordered meatloaf, but it came out as 2 little tiny hamburgers, which is something here you gotta get used to. What you see on the menu as far as what they call things and what comes out on the plate. Could be very different. The mashed potatoes there were have incredibly bland. Honey, come here. Don't you go up there. I don't trust the little doggy to go upstairs. She has been naughty a few times being on my daughter's bed. Usually there's a gate up there closed so she can't get through. But I left the gate open this morning, and Vincent's also out on the bed, and I don't want her jumping on Vincent. Vincent basically sleeps with Helen all night. He wants to suckle even when he's not hungry. He wants access, or he wakes up and cries. So she just sleeps with him, and makes it interesting to sleep. Great little guy. He's reasonably quiet. Good morning. Welcome to the chat. I can never figure out how to get StreamYards to work. I'm going to definitely be doing some chat where people can come on visually and verbally. I've done it before in the States, but it was a long time ago. But good morning. Feel free to ask a question. Waiting actually to hear from John now, because they were talking about going up to the market at Valencia and running him up there to the vegetable market up in Valencia. So maybe I'll get a little video of that when they want to go up. He has issues still driving. He drives a little bit, but not very far. He's not alert enough yet and you got to be on the ball here for when you'll be making a right-hand turn and you're close to the curb and you're thinking, oh, I don't have to worry about something on my right-hand side. But no, there'll be some idiot on a motorcycle that'll jam in there when there's 2.5 feet wide gap. If they can get their handlebars through, they'll go for it. And you can actually, what I do is called pinching them off, which is when you see somebody coming, you give them less room. It doesn't work. They'll jump on the throttle and dive through anyway. I mean, they pull absolutely suicidal moves to get past, and then pull right over, like 50 feet after they do it. Which that one will crack your ass up a few times. Good morning. What is it? I can barely see it. Oh, good morning. Oh, yes. I see your icon. Yeah, that you were the one that asked about the hairdo last night, but I have no idea which one you were talking about. I wasn't conscious. Oh, wait a minute. You talking about the guy on stage? The guy singing? He had some kind of weird ass hair setup going on. So I remember that. Almost like he had a wig on or something. I was talking to him at the end, but it didn't come off, so maybe it's just a crazy hairstyle. Yeah. I can barely see that because it's not dark enough here. I got to put my hand up to read it because of the sun coming in the back door. Maybe I can do that. I'm sitting here in my nice lazy boy that I shipped, which I love. Thank God. I didn't get my glasses on. I can't read these things. It's 6:20. No? Yeah. And the temperature, it's inside-outside temperature. You can see it's actually hotter inside right now than it is outside. That actual clock, I bought that off of Amazon because I was having trouble getting wall clocks here. Every one I bought was garbage. Even your simple battery operated clock, they weren't working. And when you take things back here, you don't get to get your money back. You have to buy something else in the store. You don't get money back when you return things here. So after getting frustrated with that a few times, I bought this one. And it is an electronic clock. It is battery operated, so I don't have to worry about the voltage. But when it showed up, the electronic time change only includes American time. Why they designed it that it doesn't have the world in it, I don't know. I mean, it's electronic data. It's not like it's complicated. Now, I could have lied to it and told it I was in America, 12 hours time difference, and just ignored the AM PM, but the day change doesn't change either. It's off. Like right now, it is Friday night there in the United States. It's Saturday morning here, or at least East Coast. Well, yes, still Saturday morning, or Friday evening in California as well, where it's 6:22 p.m. in East Coast time now in the U.S. and I guess 3:22 West Coast time, which seemed like this is a good time for a live stream. That's, I don't know. Of course, not that many people watch my channel, so. But I don't really do it to make. I would have hoped to have made a few bucks off it, but certainly would help right now. But hopefully the finances are going to shift very soon, where I'll have plenty of cash. Definitely a cash society. I got a hell of a bill on the credit card right now from the baby. My credit card bill is up to about like almost $6,000. Interest alone's $100 a month. Payments $150. Yeah, they get cheaper, mostly interest every month. But considering I've had credit cards for last 10 years and I've paid a total in payments on credit or interest on credit over those 10 years in just months. I'm not going to give you dollars because it wasn't that many. It was literally maybe 4 months out of 10 years that I actually carried a bill over from one month to the next. I bet you this one's high, so by the time I get it paid off, I'll have dumped about $200 or $300 on them. Because I have money in the bank in the U.S. I can't access till the first of the year because of the tax liability. But that will change. Anybody that's bitching about no shirt is out here. I've had a gastric bypass. Get over it. I have. Let's see. I was probably 15 minutes in and I only had one person come and go. Oh, bummer. I'll give it a little while. If I start doing this on a regular basis, it'll probably pick up. But, and I gotta get the monetization. They're allowing me to be monetized now, which will let me do the super chat, which would be helpful. And YouTube actually likes the super chat because they make money off it. They get a percentage. I don't know what it is. Don't really care. But it's amazing how far $20 goes here. Oh, here we go. No, not yet. I can be, but I'm not sure that what they want in the boxes to set it up. So I don't want to put in the wrong information. YouTube will bite you in the ass if you got shit wrong, and you'll get locked in where you can't change shit. I originally had started to set it up with under Helen's name until they were asking for tax information, which they refused to accept anything but American information because I based the address out of California. I couldn't change the address, but I was able to change her name. Luckily, because that's the one thing with YouTube. If you have a channel and you walk away from it, you can't give it to somebody else. It's under your name. It stays under your name. So that's kind of messed up. And I originally wanted it set up under her name because to get loans here, it has to be, expats cannot get a loan. It has to be a Philippine citizen to get the loan. and they need a verifiable income. Well, setting up so the YouTube was paid to her would give her that technical income. But when I tried to base it out of California, which I couldn't change the address, but I wanted it to go to an American bank, it Denver grenaded right there. But right now, all I have to do is get some little piece of information, put it in a box, but without making sure that I got the right information. I don't want to mess with it. So just sitting around waiting, chilling out. Went and got the paperwork yesterday for Vincent's citizenship in town. Went down to Wynot, had it all printed out. There is an online way of doing it, but I cannot get myself verified on their system, which means I can't use it. But there is a mail-in system. It's much longer. And the longer it takes, Social Security will backdate to the date you call, but you don't get the check until you have the citizenship, and then Social Security does their thing, and then after they're done, that's when you'll eventually get the checks coming in. So it may be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months. I don't know. If it's a long enough period of time, it's not that big a deal because I got another retirement check coming in June, so my income will jump quite a few $100s then, and get me out of the situation I'm in right now, and I can pay off my credit card in January, so I'll be back to stability, which is all I've been basically running on. Instead of having this money going this way, it's just like this, and now right now it's going like this. So because of that credit card, it's because that's milking away at stuff, and I can get that dealt with in January, and which is something I had to do last year too with the same money. There was accountant said pull only half the money in 1 year, and you won't have a tax liability. You pull it all, it's a tax liability. And this year I already took half of it, so I gotta wait till January. If I'd have been able to get it done, I could have shifted the money the year before, and when I got here, and I didn't. It's kind of complicated. They're a pain in the ass. You have to send them a fax. It took a while to find a fax machine here. The Club Wynot, in the back of the club is a small computer area where you can go in and pay to use their computers and things. And they'll print out stuff, and they have a fax machine, which fax is a hard thing to buy here in the beginning. There apparently are some fax apps. I wasn't able to find them, but I had to get a piece of paper printed from my annuity company, printed out, filled it out, faxed it to them. Like that was more secure than an email. Is it? Anybody print out a piece of paper, write up whatever they want on, and drop it in a fax machine. So how is that any more secure than an email? You guys, you tell me. But and a fax here. I mean, you go into any place here that does computers, and you ask them about a fax, and they go, "What? What's that?" Like fax has gone the way of the dodo, but that company refused to take it any other way other than an online setup that I cannot verify because I don't have an American phone number anymore. So get yourself verified on anything. Like I tried to set up a iPostal address, and I can't verify it. I've been paying for the damn thing for a year. I can't use it because I can't verify my location because it had to be verified when I was in America. And I screwed up. I had a lot of shit going on trying to get out of the U.S. Getting done what I was doing. Selling my mother's house and dealing with a dickhead brother that was trying to throw me in jail. That didn't do him any good. Of course, now he's probably sitting there on the TV watching anything that's going on with China and Taiwan and the Philippines going, "Oh, I hope they come in and invade the Philippines. Ruin his life." Even though he robbed me blind, he's the fucking thief. He stole money from me. He stole guns from me. Tried to steal all my shit. Mm, that's a whole nother story. Who pays to have relatives, huh? Sometimes. In the long run, not bad. So far, Helen's relatives have stepped up. Like I tried to give her brother money when he worked on my generator. He wouldn't take it. No. Our other brother took money for doing working in the yard, but I just handed it to him. He took it. But most of the time, they will. I was pretty impressed with her older brother. Nice guy, John Dree, who's running a pedicab in New Maggette right now. Was doing auto repair, but the dealership, or not dealership, little repair shop, which is basically behind somebody's house, the work was too slow. He moved on. Wow, man, 20 minutes in and only one person's come and gone. Bummer. Ah. Oh, where did our dog go? Not good. Stirring him up. Here, baby. Honey? Oh, that's the daughter. Maybe not. I hear noises. She's a baby crying, her daughter grumbly. She's a grumpy girl in the morning. I have to get her up and take her to school. I have to get her up at 5 o'clock in the morning because she takes forever to get ready. And school is like a mile away. And 2 minutes and then try to run down there. Maybe a little bit longer. I realize speeds here are like going fast on a golf course. That's how you should be driving here. No more than would you go fast on a golf course. Trust me on this one. Don't try to get pushy. When I first got here, I was, oh man, I'm balls to the wall. Having a good old time. But in the long run, you don't bite you in the ass. The best way is to just chill and like run around like no faster than you would if you're going fast on a golf course. And it's a pretty good analogy. So driving here is a kind of a cross between first few seconds of a dirt bike race with a land rush start and driving Miss Daisy. Because there's people going crazy, zigzagging in and out of shit like it's a racetrack, and they're the dangerous ones. But at the same time, the ones that are going 1 mile an hour, they're almost walking, just barely faster than somebody walks. And they're one down the side, and their bikes are quiet. You don't notice them. They're moving so slow, you don't tend to notice them because there's like somebody walking. And they come out of nowhere to show up there. They're the ones that'll turn inside you at an intersection. And if you're in a pickup truck like John, you go to make that right turn, and there's that dude who just dove right in there, and you'll run him right the fuck over. And guess whose fault it's gonna be? Yours. I don't stop to help people here. I've been warned about that. If you're an expat and you see somebody's gotten injured on the side of the road, stop to help. What'll happen is it'll backfire on you, because a lot of times the people that are there, they look up and they see an expat there, and then when the brown guy comes, oh, he ran her over, he knocked her down, and you'll end up jacked up on that one. And I have seen once so far, I've seen an old woman, there was 3 or 4 people trying to pick her up. She looked like she maybe died from a heart attack or was having an issue. Hard to tell. And my first thought was stop and help, but I remembered what I was told. Sucks to do, but if you're I've actually saved a guy's life in the United States when I saw him choking to death, not knowing that's what I was seeing, but saw something wasn't right. Turned around and came back, thought what I've seen at first was some dude just drunk off his ass, and a hysterical woman going nuts. And then I heard her in the middle of this hysteria say, I brought him a sandwich. And it was like, he's choking. Not knowing how to do a Heimlich, I basically opened my fingers like wide like that, as wide as I could. I didn't want to put any constant pressure anywhere. And gave him a couple of quick shots on the belly. I have never heard anybody breathe as hard in my life as that dude. He actually felt like a wet dish rag when I grabbed hold of him. He wasn't that big a guy, so it was easy to grab. And oh, was he thankful. I've saved a couple of people over the years, just because what I do. I don't want, I have a lot of trouble walking away from a situation where I see I can do something. But, wow, still nobody, almost half an hour. Sure, what else to talk about? I don't know if you know, there's an old analogy about Dodge cars. People say they'll nickel and dime you to death. What they mean by that is there's always some inexpensive part that tended to be broken and you had to buy. $10 here, $15 there. Think of the Philippines that way. Because there's always going to be these fees on top of a fee, on top of a fee, on top of a penalty, on top of a fee. And it basically, it's like you're doing things and you're, oh, okay, I'm paid. Oh, wait, oh, there's another fee? Oh, I forgot that one? Yeah, it does that. And they're all small, but they add up. $1 here, $2 there, $10 there. And almost everything is like that here, except for like you go to the grocery store, you buy shit. What you buy, okay? But when you're dealing with the government or dealing with like going on the ferry sometimes, like there was a Mark Thornton who actually, he only lives about a mile away down here. And he picked up the one on him getting his bike down from Manila down here. Which there are, what's the name of that dealership, the brand, I forget what, something, Motor Star. His daughter was awake. There is Motor Star dealers here in New Maggetti, but the dealerships tend to sell the smaller bikes. To get the one that he has, which is a 400cc, you'd have to, and it's the way it's set up, it looks like an old school bike, which a lot of the manufacturers here do sell bikes that'll look old school. But if you really like what he has, there's a dealership called Royal Enfield, which is near the airport. They're expensive. They're pricey. You can buy most of your bikes here for under $150,000. Sometimes upwards, getting up into the $200,000 neighborhood. The Enfields start out in like the $300,000 neighborhood, but they're getting like a 250 or a 350 or 400cc bike. And they have this scooter, it looks like an old Vespa, which is I think a 350cc motor in it. And they're nice bikes. They're beautiful bikes. Their polish is not as good as they should be polishing them better. It's almost like you want to take the damn motor apart and have it glass beaded and then clear coated wherever you can, and then put it back together. It's like the side covers have chroming on them, but they don't do a good enough job of chroming them. I don't know why, because they're beautiful bikes. It's the only thing where they fall short, I think. Quality-wise, I don't know. I know if I wanted to buy a bike here, I think I'd lean towards a Royal Enfield. But I don't have that much money. And I should stay away from bikes, because even on a little 5-minute run down to town once in a while, which is very addictive on a motorcycle, then bites you in the ass quick. I know I've had major surgery on my right leg over a motorcycle wreck. So, and I've had 3 different incidents where I should have died riding a motorcycle. So, all 3 of which. Hitting a deer somewhere between 70 and 90 miles an hour. First wreck I ever had was rolling off the back end of a bike when I was ducked into a parking lot which I thought had an opening, and it turned out to be a high curb. And I tried to stop and ended up doing a 180 trying to stop the bike fast, and actually rolled off the back of the bike, and my head hit a curb right there, cracked right on the edge of the curb, right there. That at a minimum would have at least blinded me, because your sight's back here. We had a guy in service, he got smacked in the back of the head on a mugging and went blind. Don't smack people in the back of the head, please. And that alone should have, at minimum, blinded me. More than likely would have done more. I hit a tree on an ATV. I got a picture of it here. Face first into a tree, a brand new YFC 450. And I was in the mountains riding up in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. And it was early spring, and all the trees had been knocked down across the trail. And the locals had come along and cleared away the trees, branches at the bottom. They didn't cut the trees themselves out. And at any rate, not the bright idea. They were slightly over my folks, tucked down, tuck your head down, go right under them. But I got the right idea of being able to go like that, right? Which worked great until there were 2 trees about 5 feet apart. And when I lifted my head up, went face first into a tree. And I actually have a picture where I got up off the ground. I could barely stand. Literally pulled every muscle in the back of my leg. Ended up losing a week of work off. I could barely walk. Where where is that picture? I just showed it to somebody the other day. So many pictures. At any rate, that tree, when it hit me in the face, cleaned me off that bike. Ah, there it is. There. You can see that. I'm holding that helmet on the tree where my helmet actually hit the tree. And needless to say, that was so violent it felt more like I hit the ground before I hit the tree. I show people this picture now because of John's accident. John had a minor cut up here on his head. And what had happened was his helmet had crushed on his head. His brain swelled, and the doctors here were talking about relieving pressure, but didn't. And because of that, he ended up with some brain damage. But yeah, here's the bike, actually, that I was driving that day, which is a YFC 450 in its limited edition anniversary colors. Like, I wish I had this thing here. This was on the cover of Dirt Wheels magazine. This is my 1995 Yamaha Wolverine, which was modified from a 350cc 4-stroke to a 500cc 4-stroke, and changed from 18 horsepower to somewhere in the neighborhood of 50. We couldn't dyno it because of the 4-wheel drive. Although there was a way we could have. This guy didn't think of it. It meant breaking down a U-joint on the front to be able to do it, and disconnecting the front drive shaft. They didn't have a freewheeling front end. There's an adaptation for the bike. But boy, would that thing be fun here. But it was not reliable. the guy who built it, Mickey Dunlop, was kind of known as Mickey One Lap. Buddy Mike Flynn just put up a post. He had a restaurant here, not a restaurant, a 24-hour convenience store he set up, which was doing well. But while driving around, he crashed as well without a helmet. And his picture, his whole face on the side is smashed, and he lost a restaurant over it. But when I put that picture up for that tree, that was a good quality helmet. And I hit that tree at easily 25 miles an hour right in the face. I had a little cut over my eye. And I survived that. I didn't break my damn neck. I pulled some muscles in the back of my leg, but that's about as much as I could injury as I sustained from that. John basically hit at about the same speed, but the helmet they sell here are junk. I have yet to see a proper helmet. I think I have seen one, and the guy's saying he paid $80 for it, which means more than likely not as good as an American. That's you can't even get a cheap helmet in America for $80. When I was riding, we used to call them pieces of the rock. All three of my wrecks, I survived because of a good quality helmet. And that's a good thing to ship. If you try one on in the U.S., find out what size it is, get a brand you can reorder, because you can get some of this stuff off of Amazon shipped here. But probably any DOT helmet sold in America would be a good helmet here. Now, John's helmet had that flip open front, what looked like a full face with the flip open front, which is basically an open faced helmet with a fancy face shield. And that's what crushed in on his bed. And I had actually told him probably about 2 weeks before his wreck that was a dangerous helmet. I never trusted them even in the United States. As soon as I saw them and saw how they were built, realized they really were not a full face helmet. And after that, it's a perfect example with that was a dirt bike helmet. I remember the inside cushioning of the helmet had a big effect on how well they work. And you should only use one for 3 years and replace it because the cushioning goes bad. And most of the helmets I've seen here, they're bicycle helmets with actually hard material on the inside. They're not soft. Very few. I think I saw one in the mall in Robinson's that was a little better quality, but still not what I would accept as far as DOT approval. And you won't see a DOT stamp on them here. They don't use the American system. It's a different system, which it's a joke. And it's a requirement here to wear a helmet on a bike. They generally don't seem to enforce the rules very much. Same with you have to wear sneakers, not sandals, when you're riding a bike. Beyond that, you can dress whatever way you want. Now, on my trike, I can wear sandals. I don't have to use a helmet because I'm in a trike. That being said, it can be just as dangerous as driving the bike. It's just not, the trike's not gonna slip out from under my feet like a bike will. I've seen minor, slow crashes where people have gotten injured. I've seen a guy get injured on a bike who wasn't even on the bloody bike. Somebody started his Yamaha Banshee for him because he had a screwed up leg. Why he bought a bike he couldn't start himself, I don't know, but he was standing in front of the rear tire when the guy who had started the bike was holding the clutch, assumed he was going to grab a hold of the clutch, let go of the clutch, the bike lurched forward, hit the side of his leg, and like a karate move you see in the movies where they hit your leg from the side, he popped his leg up again. And unfortunately, the karate moves, they always get up 5 minutes later. Guess what? No, you don't. The reason I've had multiple surgeries on my leg is from a dislocated knee, and that's what that move does. But, that being said, a lot of times it's about what you've learned over the years, what you've seen. I've seen so many different people get hurt over the years and been hurt myself over the years. My teeth are missing mostly because of a telephone pole and a Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah, face first into that damn windshield. And a stupid dentist that didn't do what I told him to, and the teeth went really bad afterward. Good morning. Welcome to the majorly big live stream of one person. Feel free to say hello. Not sure what else to talk about. I was hoping to get questions, but I don't do this on a regular basis, so I'm not surprised. Not Sunshine Soldiers. I've met him. I actually gave him a ride from Dowling when he was down there. He's staying over on Sycamore. I just dropped a friend of mine off at the ferry last night, going back to Sycamore. I haven't gotten over there yet. I have to get over there. I'd like to take the bikes over, and that's like $20 versus just a couple of bucks to go over on foot. But when you take the bike, you can have like a couple of people in it before they start charging you extra. And right now, if I go by myself, it's cheap. But if I want to take Helen and the baby and Tricia, I don't know what they charge. But sure they charge something. I don't think it's that much, but it still would be, it might be almost the same as the $20 to take the tractor across. I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to watch that. I'm sitting here streaming some videos and stuff and watching the crap with Trump's trials. That boy's on his way to jail, I think. Inevitable. In fact, there's a very good channel to watch about it. There's a bunch of lawyers who got together quite a few years back, mostly because of Donald Trump, showing a lot of the stuff and what's going on in Washington, not just Trump, and diving into like what is the ramifications from this law and that law, and how, and they bring up a lot of documentation. They don't just go, oh, this is what it is, Hunter Biden's laptop, oh, we have the evidence, and then never show up with any evidence, which in the long run, Hunter Biden's laptop turned out to be not a laptop, but a drive, which was hacked by someone. And all the information they're claiming is it's all been hacked information. So they get into the details, they bring up the court documents, they go to the Freedom of Information Act and get the documents from the courts when there's suppositions and various things for them, and then break it down for it. Because these people have been, some of them are ex-federal prosecutors, some of them are local prosecutors, one's out of New York, and a guy who has worked on both sides of it, including the tort room that Trump is in right now. And actually said he started his law practice two doors down the street from that particular courtroom. And the crap he said the other day where he came out, he said, oh, we won the case, was a completely opposite of that. And the most disruptive thing that has ever happened in American politics ever needs to hopefully be over soon. Damn Republicans talking about taking away our Social Security. Well, guess what? I'm here on Social Security. They take one of my Social Security. Where's my son? Where's my wife? Where am I? And where's the rest of America? My ancestor in America dates back to 1690. We're one of the Quaker families, Penn brought over. These idiots go on and on lately about how America is supposed to be like one religion now, the new Speaker of the House. And it was founded on that. America was founded on freedom of religion. I know. My family is one of them. We were Quakers, not Christians. Think about that. I have Abraham Lincoln, Ingram Boone, Henry Pierpont Morgan, and George Clymer in my family tree. George Clymer, probably somebody you've never heard of. There's actually a statue next to Independence Hall. He's there for signing the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. And these idiots talking about tearing up the Constitution. Something that has been the keyway that has kept America's cotton from ripping off of the spline, off of the drive shaft, for over 250 years. Why does he want to rip it up? It has the 14th Amendment in it. It says he's not allowed to be president again. Why did he like wearing masks? Because it would mess up his makeup. No fact, guys. The fact that he's in better shape than Biden, I find that very hard to believe. Let's see him without his shirt on. Anyhow, really don't like doing politics on the channel. But I'm running out of things to talk about. Well, it's almost 7 o'clock. I got to give my buddy John and his girlfriend a call. They were talking about going up to the market, and they wanted a driver. But then they just take a pedicab. I don't know. Let's find out. Too many people do that, make phone calls.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. Are you guys still gonna go? You need a driver to take you up to the market?
Market, we don't need market. Tomorrow, on Sunday, we're going to in
Oh, I thought
Valencia.
I thought you wanted to go up to Valencia for the market today. Okay.
Yeah. Later, we're gonna go to. Are you going here, or we're gonna ride a tricycle?
I was just thought you needed somebody to drive you up there. That's why I was giving you a call, telling you I'm awake.
Okay. Maybe what time, baby?
It's 7 o'clock now.
Fun. Yeah. Hurry up. Hurry up. What time you like?
What, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought you needed a ride up there. That's why I was.
Maybe 1 o'clock. No, what time?
Just give me a call when you want to go.
Lunch? Huh?
She's talking.
What time is gonna go? Huh? Still early? Morgan.
Yeah.
He said, I will ask you.
Oh, whenever you guys want. I was calling because I thought you needed a ride. We don't need to go up
Do
there.
you want time now, baby? What time you want? Maybe 11?
Okay.
11:30? Something like that.
Okay. I'll set an alarm this time.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I actually drove into Dumaguete yesterday. I told him, oh, yeah, I'm on my way to Dumaguete. You need a ride? Huh. And drove up to Dumaguete, forgot all about it. They actually only live about a mile over this way on the main highway up to Valencia. Right across from where they like the chicken. At least for now, he's moving. He found a new apartment because the one he's at, his girlfriend rented it sight unseen when he was, and she needed to move quickly because the landlord found out he had money and tried to raise their rent. And where he was, it was not a very good place anyway. Well, the house was fine, but the location of the driveway in, that's the biggie here. You know, you're going to find when you rent a place, you might see something looks fantastic, especially places along the ocean. Mark Thornton's place down a dirt road, very narrow dirt road. Nice place once you're in there. And the place is for sale right now for, I don't know, like 15 million or something. I don't know what it is. And that's a nice piece of property. It has 2 large apartments in the main house and then another house out back that they rent out, and another smaller house that is also rentable. And a pond that used to be, or is a fish hatchery that could be turned back like into a swimming pool, but they don't have a swimming pool. But you have the ocean to swim in there. Like my buddy Ivory, I hooked him up with a house. It's literally the one street over from Mark Thornton's house, and not right on the beach, but he can walk 200 yards down and go right in the ocean. Well, there's not that much left to talk about. I gotta take a leak. Have a good one, everybody. Catch you on the next one.